want to know how much this wood is worth. She had no means to split it. This has been sitting here for a while. I would like a truck bed full of wood. And then went ahead and tipped me $70. And welcome back, Fire Addicts, to another episode of Travis Says Firewood. And today we're going to figure out what's beneath this tarp. Alright, so I've been wanting to do this episode for a while. I decided that today is the day. So, backstory on what is beneath this tarp. You've probably seen it in the background in episodes and eyesores in the way, and I just need to get rid of it. So, backstory is there was a customer that I've had like for 2 years, 3 years in a row. She found me a marketplace and she's like, I would like a truck bed full of wood. I have a 90s Ranger stepside. And I tried to kindly explain to her that I don't sell firewood by the truckload. And her response was, well, the last guy I bought firewood from, he sold it by the truckload, truck bed load, so why can't you? I'm like, oh my gosh, like, not everyone sells truckloads because, and I don't like selling truckloads because each truck bed is different dimension, different length. Like, it's not uniform. Anyway, so trying to be appeasing to the customer, I sold her several racks. And so she came back, I believe this was in the fall. So this has been sitting here for a while in the way. She came back in the fall wanting me to fill up her truck bed, which meant like 5 racks. And I charged her. But when she texted me or she sent me a message saying she's on her way, and I had her order prepared. She said she had something for me, so I didn't know what that was. Maybe they could be muffins. Maybe that could be, I don't know, a tip. I don't know. But this was in her truck bed as her tip to me. Okay, so let's check this out. This in here, move this down from above the driveway, and she had, her truck bed was full of, not full, but she had a bunch of these rounds in her truck bed, and so I agreed to take them as a tip. I wasn't going to offer her a discount, but this is my tip. So this wood here, I think, is cedar. Cedar that you would have in, like, I think it's more like a landscaping tree type cedar, not like in the woods cedar. It's fairly big. A lot of these were not at length. So we're going to use the sawbuck. We're going to buck them up to length. And then we're going to make some kindling because I am out of cedar kindling. So first off, I'm going to split into this real quick and see what it smells like to confirm it's cedar. No, what are we going to do first? Chicken and the egg, what to do first? I think we're going to cut them to size and then split them. Because regardless, I need this out of here because I need to get access to deliver some firewood later, potentially, and this is just in the way. And I want to use this tarp again too. There is some mold on the bark. The bark can be discarded, but yeah. So I brought my measuring stick for my chainsaw to confirm the lengths, and this one's okay. This needs to be cut. That one's okay. This one long. That's long too. So I think, so how she came about this is, I think one of her neighbors cut down a tree, and the neighbor knew that she burned firewood in her her apartment or her condo or whatever, and gave it to her, and she had no means to split it, so it sat in her carport and it dried, and she still had nothing, no tools, no knowledge of how to split it. So these pieces here are too long, so we're gonna get it on on solid block. Hopefully they will stay in place, and we'll get the bucking. Alright, so the chainsawing is done. And smell test. Yeah, that does smell like cedar. So I'm debating on where to split it. Let's try the Timber Champ, because that's what I use to make kindling. It's not too knotty, but hopefully that will be able to split down significantly and not too difficult. Hopefully we do some non-premium and premium kindling with this, but not too bad for a free wood and a tip from a customer, which is great. I'm not obligated by any means. Okay, on to splitting. All right, so we are at the Timber Champ. This magnetic splitter I got a few years ago, used, and I use it primarily to split my kindling, my cedar kindling. So let's see if these pieces are not too full of branches and knots to see if it will split, and then we will use the moisture meter to see how, if it's seasoned or not, enough to sell right away. So rock and roll. So looking like these pieces are too dry, so we're going to take the wheelbarrow to the Spitfire 1165V. Alright, so this is all split. I think the Timber Champ had a hard time splitting because it's drier and there was knots, and I don't want to overwork that machine. So I defaulted to the 1165V. Now I have split kindling with that machine before. It is doable, totally doable, but one thing you have to make sure that you look out for is your fingers. Make sure that they're away from it, and that takes practice. That takes time on the machine, knowing where your hands can be, because that thing is very fast and can be very dangerous. But you can definitely cut literally toothpicks with that splitter and not have a big deal. Now, so I just measured the moisture content of this. Where's my moisture meter? I dropped it somewhere. Off camera, I measured the moisture content, and it was like between 13, some pieces were up to 30. I think it got a little bit damp and moist even under the tarp during the fall and winter, because it's been, I don't know, I think the lady came in the late fall to get it, so it's been several months, and I'm pretty sure it was dry on her carport, but then somehow got damp. So I'm not prepared to bundle this wood. Now, a lot of this wood is going to be what I'm going to call non-premium. That's going to be stuff with bark on it, stuff with knots on it, stuff that looks gnarly, but it's still going to make good kindling. So, but a lot of it, but some of it too is going to be premium. It's going to be straight grain, going to be small, going to be not wavy. It's going to be straight too. So that's going to be premium. But let's just say, because in terms of like, I want to know how much this wood is worth. So I want to know how much the tip was that she actually gave me that I can flip this. I can sell it for it, because I was gonna give it back. What I was gonna do is I was going to take the wood, split it into firewood, and just tell her, hey, this is taking the tip, but I'm gonna give it back to you, and just give it to her. But then I'm like thinking to myself, like, that's too much work on my end to just give it away for free. So that's why I was waiting for the good time for me to actually split it. So this lawn tractor trailer is 17 cubic feet. Okay, just here. And then I used my phone figuring out if the trailer is 17 cubic feet and this firewood is at 16 inches roughly, and it's heaped but loosely thrown in, how many cords is that going to be? And it came out to 1/9 of a cord of firewood right here. Okay, so then I did the math again. How many 1 cubic foot bundles could I make? 1 cubic foot bundles out of this wood if it was 1/9 of a cord? And it came back at me at 14 and like 2/9 of a bundle. So what that means is now I can figure out the tip. So we go 14 times 5. So each of my, so let's go conservative here. Let's go with, if all this wood was at a non-premium price, and I make my non-premium bundles more or less 1 cubic foot a bundle, right? Okay, then I wrap it with a wrapper, with the wrap, right? So if there's 14 bundles worth of wood here, and I sell them for $5, that's a $70 tip. Okay, because that's how I sell kindling. That's how I sell my cedar. Because again, no one else sells kindling, let alone cedar kindling. And when you gotta sweat it down this size, you can sell it at a premium price. Now, some of this will sell at the premium grade and go into kindling bags, but I'm at least gonna get $70, maybe upwards of $100. So let's just say conservatively, the lady bought, I think, $100, $120 worth of firewood, and then went ahead and tipped me $70. So you can't beat that. I'm not complaining by any means, and I'm definitely low on cedar. Chip drop has been here and there, and time to be able to have the ad up so I can process the wood as soon as possible. But that's not too shabby. It's not too bad. $70 in my pocket for free. I'm gonna let this air dry for a bit to make sure that we get all the moisture we can out of it before I'm able to bundle it, because obviously when it's bundled, you're not gonna get, it's not gonna dry when it's wrapped. So I wanna air dry for a bit and then we can sell this. So not too shabby for a day's work. Customer wants firewood. They have some they want to give me because they have nowhere to process it. And now I have processed it, and I'm going to sell this for $70. Not too bad, folks. Not too bad. It pays to be respectful and kind and friendly to your customers. Treat them as they would want to be treated, with respect and dignity. And I'm not saying give them all deals. I'm not saying give away for free. I'm not saying because whatever sob story they had that you are required to give them a deal or buy one get one free type thing. Keep to your standards, keep to your ethics, and keep to your morals, folks. I'm not going to tell you how to sell your firewood, but all I will say is, if it was me, each customer is different, but at least treat them all with respect. These are all people, right? Anyway, that's my rant for today. My preaching. I'll get off my soapbox for now. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, life is short to be a prick, so be kind to another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers. Is it gonna rain? Crap. Okay, so before I forget, Yes, the saw is dull. The chain is dull. That could have screamed to the cedar, but it kind of struggled. I just got done bucking and splitting all that Douglas fir over there. You can see it. I did not do that on camera because I just needed to get it done, bust it out. And I noticed that in there was some nails in the wood, and I definitely hit at least 2 nails. So I wanted to get that done because I needed to go access to my yard, and the wood was in the way. So I just bust that out. It's done. Anyway, yes, I did hit a few nails, and that was at the tail end, I believe, of my noodling and bucking with the 400C. And the saw is dull. I know. Okay, just so give me all your comments about, oh, your saw is dull. You need to sharpen your chain. I know it's dull. It is what it is. Just again, this is my kinetic splitter, and oh, you can't see me. Pan up a little bit. Fucking microphone. I hate this. Stupid. Why are you so far away? Come a little closer, okay? That's better. Let's do that.